this Navy SEAL platoon, about 20 Navy SEALs, sent home to their base in San Diego from their deployment in Iraq. And let's just read exactly what the commander had to say about that to all of our viewers. The commander of Special Operations Joint Task Force Operation Inherent Resolve, the mission in Iraq, ordered the early redeployment of a SEAL team platoon to San Diego due to a perceived deterioration of good order and discipline within the team during non-operational periods. The commander lost confidence in the team's ability to accomplish the mission. So what were these Navy SEALs doing? Several sources are now telling us they were drinking alcohol. It is not clear how long this went on, whether the entire platoon of 20 was involved in it. Alcohol, of course, not permitted in a combat zone. They weren't drinking when they were on missions, we're told, but drinking in their off hours. But in a war zone, you never know when you have to pick up your weapon and go on a mission. Alcohol simply not permitted. So it's a serious ethics violation. This team is being brought home. And to some extent, the concern is this is not the first time of a serious ethics lapse in the SEAL community. It's recently come to light another group of Navy SEALs in the United States actually disciplined for cocaine use. So this is getting a lot of attention and a lot of concern that ethics are maintained.
It just keeps getting worse for Woodstock 50. There will be no Santana because the festival is canceled. So the 50th anniversary of Woodstock was supposed to happen this month. The timing was right, but the financing, the location, it was problem after problem. Huge names had already signed on, mind you, to perform, like Jay-Z, Chance the Rapper, Miley Cyrus. Organizers now say they hope that people will still carry the spirit of the original Woodstock with peace and love.
Investors are clearly not happy, and we're seeing that in the numbers, predominantly because yesterday when talks concluded between the trade representatives of both countries, there was a strong signal that the talks had progressed and perhaps there was the truce was holding, that there wouldn't be new tariffs. So this came as a complete surprise to the business community and to Wall Street because of the way that the administration sort of signaled that talks were, if not going extremely well, they weren't going badly either. So that's the problem here. This was completely unexpected. Remember, when Trump and Xi met at the G20, there was an agreement that tariffs would be put on hold, and in exchange, the Chinese would start buying agricultural products. Well, we know that Trump has been frustrated because we haven't seen China actually execute on the promise to buy those agricultural products. And I was just speaking with a source who said this escalation might actually work against the United States and basically further antagonize the Chinese, and they may end up not buying agricultural products at all. That would create a huge problem for U.S. farmers who have been suffering through this trade war. And politically, we're going to have to see whether or not those farmers are going to keep on supporting the president. He's had tremendous support from the agricultural industry and farmers in this country, and they've just been crushed by this. So, and business investment also, uncertainty over the trade war has also worked against the administration in the sense that it's weakening GDP and economic growth numbers here in the U.S.
A father in New York is in custody after his twin babies died inside a hot car.
So the father says he left the one-year-olds in the back of the car when he went to work yesterday.
Diane Gallagher joins us now. And Diane, what are police saying this morning? What are we learning more about this?
So the father apparently didn't just leave the child in the car, according to police. He left the children in the car for 8 hours while he was at work at a nearby VA hospital. This is an incredibly sad story. It has completely wrecked and devastated a family. Those two one-year-old twins died. The medical examiner still trying to determine the exact cause of death, but their father, 39-year-old Juan Rodriguez, has been charged with 2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of criminal negligence. It got up to 86 degrees in New York on Friday. And when you listen to witnesses describe what the scene was like, you can kind of just see what a horrific situation it was there. Take a listen.
He was going around the car, yelling and screaming. Bits and pieces I could hear was like, it's not my fault, it was an accident. When he looked in the back seat, all you could see is the officer do this and then start shaking his head.
Again, those two one-year-old twins, Maritza and Phoenix, died there on the scene, and police believe that they had been in that car for 8 hours strapped in. Again, we should point out here, this is completely avoidable. Children should not be left in a car for 8 hours. In a car at any time, even if you roll the windows down, it's not okay. People are forgetful. People need help. They don't know what to do. But you can't leave your children in a hot car. This is what happened.
You know, we have all started our careers in local news, and we have covered these stories every summer of children who have been left in those cars, 86 degrees outside. There's no telling how hot it gets inside that
Within
car.
10 minutes, it heats up within those cars like that. Right. Even if you leave those windows down, 8 hours left in a car by themselves, one-year-old, strapped in, those children did not stand a chance. Yeah.